It's your girl, Messenger with a Smile, coming to you live. Boy, I had to go through some changes to make this video today. Deuteronomy chapter 8. All the commandments which I command you this day, you shall be watchful to do, that you may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land, which the Lord swore to your fathers. Verse 2. And you shall earnestly remember all the way which the Lord your God, or Adonai, or Yahweh, it's another way of pronouncing Lord, and then you can say Elohim for God, or Elohim, depending on who you're talking to. But those are Hebrew words rather than Lord and God. I like to plug that in every once in a while so y'all can remember it. But verse 2, and you shall earnestly remember all the way which the Lord your God led you these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble you and to prove you, to know what was in your mind and heart, whether you would keep his commandments or not. And he humbled you and allowed you to hunger, and fed you with manna, which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, that he might make you recognize and personally know that man does not live by bread only, but man lives by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Lord. Whew. Your clothing did not become old upon you, nor did your feet swell these 40 years. No, K-N-O-W. Also in your minds and hearts, that as a man disciplines and instructs his son, so the Lord your God disciplines and instructs you. Verse 6, so you shall keep the commandments of the Lord your God, to walk in his ways and reverently fear him. There's a reference here because I'm reading out of my Amplified Bible. Reference Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13. Going on to verse 7, for the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and springs, flowing forth in valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive trees and honey, a land in which you shall eat food without shortage, and lack nothing in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills you can dig copper. When you have eaten and are full, then you shall bless the Lord your God for all the good land which he has given you. Beware that you do not forget the Lord your God by not keeping his commandments, his precepts, and his statutes, which I command you this day. Lest when you have eaten and are full, and have built goodly houses and live in them, and when your herds and flocks multiply, your silver and your gold is multiplied, and all that you have is multiplied, then your minds and hearts be lifted up, and you forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, who led you through the great and terrible wilderness, with its fiery serpents and scorpions and thirsty ground where there was no water, but who brought you forth water out of a flinty rock, who fed you in the wilderness with manna. Just in case you forgot earlier in the chapter, I'm reminding you. He says, I fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers did not know, that he might humble you and test you, to do you good in the end. And beware, lest you say in your mind and heart, my power and the might of my hand have gotten me this wealth. But you shall earnestly remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you power to get wealth. that's so good. I had to pause and look at it for myself. Verse 18, it says, "It is he that gives you power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he swore to your fathers, as it is this day." The covenant still is going on today. Verse 19, "And if you forget the Lord your God, and walk after other gods, and serve them and worship them, I testify against you this day, that you shall surely perish. Like the nations which the Lord make to perish before you, so shall you perish, just like them, because you will not obey the voice of the Lord your God." He made it very plain. I don't need to add nothing to it. What they say in the old school church, may the Lord add a blessing to the reading of his word. Y'all just chew on that. Why? Because this relationship ain't got nothing to do with religion. Love you.